the classroom raising a hand. Gonna read the book, but the book's been banned. We got it wrong. Yeah, we got it wrong. Luther's in the courtroom trying to protect. All the lady wants is your foot off her neck. We got it wrong. Yeah, we got it wrong. People of the world try to get along. It's the same old story. It's the same old song. Sally's in the classroom, nerves all the red. Active to the drill, hiding under the desk. We got it wrong. Yeah, we got it wrong. Red fish, blue fish, 3 fish, 4. Nothing left to fight but a culture war. We got it wrong. Yeah, we got it wrong. One shot, all you got. Take it and you're giving. Two sides will divide. Right on down the middle. 3 tries win the prize. Money's on the table. 4 sheets blowing in the wind. She can do anything that she wants to do, but there's a big glass ceiling that you can't play through. We got it wrong. Yeah, we got it wrong. Stars and stripes and the marching band. Got blood on the streets, we got blood on our hands. We got it wrong. Yeah, we got it wrong. People of the world try to get along. It's the same old story. It's the same old song.
Josh Rifkin's latest album, Lancaster Road, delivers introspection in a range of stories and sounds, dressing its singer-songwriter spirit in shades of soft rock and blue-eyed soul. The title track recalls a hometown drive with his father, whose passing inspired the album's thoughtful perspective. For Rifkin, music is a way to honor the past and take in the present, all while moving forward. With a history that includes being signed to Island Records as frontman of San Francisco-based Mumblin Jim, and opening for acts including Cake, Violent Femmes and Train, as well as solo works featured on hit television shows including The Mindy Project, Parenthood, and Friday Night Lights, the Philadelphia native's well-traveled experience as a musician and live performer brings a sense of emotional immediacy to his songs. The project itself was a journey, produced by Grammy winner Leonardo Marques and recorded in Belo Horizonte, Brazil. A host of top South American musicians added to their talents the album's power and polish, as do the vocal textures and guest performers Jennifer Souza, Nikki J. Crawford, Miranda Lee Richards, Annie Little, Bart Davenport, and Adam Elk from the Mommy Heads. Let's bring him to the stage. Welcome, Josh Rifkin, to the Music Train. Let's go!
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you. We got it wrong. I mean, what an amazing track. First of all, welcome to the Music Train. You are an old dear friend of mine. We used to be in a band together, guys. You're going to find out all about it. But most of all, I just want to say it's so good to see you after all of these years. And you are one of my favorite people in the whole entire universe. And I love you so much. And that song rocks. Got it wrong. I am all about that song. Tell me, please, about that song.
Well, you said to me, gosh, that song is epic. And I thought, yeah, it is kind of epic. It was written, gosh, I tried to not, I tried to keep politics maybe out of my music.
It's such a political
Really,
song.
here's why, because it was written on the day the Dobbs decision came out, the federal abortion ban. And, I was pissed, and I sat at the piano and it came out and I started mumbling. That's my process. And I guess that phrase came out, and it's definitely kind of linked to that. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, you had a record deal with Island. I was going to ask you, what did that feel like to get a record deal with Island Records? You are Mumblin Jim. You guys, if you didn't know, this is Mumblin Jim. He's like the best in the business. He is a member of the Lovesick Lunatics Forever. You might have heard of that band because you know me. If you don't, welcome to the Music Train. This is season 6, episode 9 with Josh Rifkin, singer-songwriter from Los Angeles. He has an amazing biography of a lifetime filled with music, editing, family, and just a lust for life. And he's pro-choice, and so am I. So in case you didn't know, pro-choice people are pro-life people because we're for life, a good life, where everybody is having what they need. And so many are not without the fundamentals. But anyway, we're going to move away from politics, even though that song is so political. I love the video. Who did the video? Who shot the video?
So that was a Brazilian artist, a woman who does a lot of collage type art. And she was referred to me by my producer, who's also Brazilian. And that's how that came about. I knew I didn't probably have the time or money to make a video with me in it, so this was the perfect.
I mean, you could always juxtapose yourself into the next iteration of it. I mean, so you had Miranda Lee Richards singing on this album. How did that happen? She's like a pretty well-known singer-songwriter. I mean, wait, am I thinking of Miranda? I know her. I think I know Miranda.
Okay.
How did you end up recording this record in Brazil? How did that happen? And you had Grammy Award winner Leonardo Marques, recording it. How did that happen?
We are skipping all around. Pro-life, Miranda Lee Richards.
I know.
Let's go to Brazil. I have a good friend named Leo Marquez, who I know from Los Angeles, from music, and actually more from my ex-girlfriend. Anyway, but he moved back to Brazil to where he's from, a town called Belo Horizonte. And he started a recording studio, and he's focused more on recording other artists these days. And he's doing great. He won a Latin Grammy, and
amazing.
Nominated a few other times. So it was just a pipe dream. It was like, oh, Josh, someday you should come down and record. Like, sure. You just said that would be wonderful. But
right,
gosh, I had the songs, I had the time, I had the permission from my family,
the money,
and it just worked out. And I went down for almost 2 weeks and did maybe 60% of the record, something like that.
So great. Do you have a documentary in the works of filming that went on there or anything like that? If I would have been there, I would have been all over you with the camera.
Well, now that I'm back in the States and doing all this social media stuff, I'm like, God, I wish I had more pictures, more video. You were living it. You were in it, so it's difficult to have that. I mean, back in the day when we did the Lovesick Lunatics record, the only record that exists from the Lovesick Lunatics, Black Car, you guys, Josh is a huge part of that band. Shout out to Jason Art and also Craig Sharp. We were the love and are the Lovesick Lunatics. We didn't have any video. I don't remember us filming much video. I think we did we did our camera, old school camera, and we could probably put that into some sort of movie, but I digress. Okay. So let me just say, I was thinking about, I don't think I've ever been in someone else's band other than the Lovesick Lunatics. Goes to show you how highly I think of you and your songwriting. And
I'm trying to think. Thank you. I love you so much too. I mean, I'm such a huge fan of yours. These songs, I know that they're in honor of your dad who passed on. Please accept my sincerest, deepest sympathies. I know that you had a great relationship with your father, and that he was a huge inspiration and a great man, just like you are. And I just attribute how amazing you are to your parents. So shout out to them. And I wanted to say that Friday Night Lights. Now, this is a show that you had some music on, and how did you get into sync? I mean, so what's your day gig? I guess let's tell the people what you do during the day. Even though to me, you're like a music lifer, and that's all you do. But you have so many things that you're great at.
Right. I've had, I guess, parallel careers for, I don't know, my 20, 30 years, like being in bands, making movies. I went to film school, making movies, and I was in a band. Got out of film school. I was, in TV and film, making solo records.
Amazing.
My job is a television editor. Mostly for scripted TV shows and indie movies sometimes. And I love it a lot. It's a great.
I mean, I think you've given me a couple, options in some movies. Triple Dog Dare, I think we did. Right. Black Car from our album.
Sometimes, especially on the indie movies, that you can sneak in a song of your friend's song.
I love those phone calls. I know you have a lot of friends in the industry, but when you get the phone call, hey, we want to use your song.
That's the best. I know.
Do you remember the first time that your song was synced in a TV show? Which show was it? Did you mention it in the bio, or is it another one?
That's a great question. It might. God, was there a show called Angel, like a spinoff of Buffy and the Vampire Slayer?
I feel like there was.
I mean, this is dating me, but yeah, I think God knows how that came through, but it was a bunch of money and
yay. What do we do with it when a bunch of money comes? And we've never had that much money. Like, what do we do?
I probably wouldn't think it was a bunch of money now. Then it was it was a lot. Yeah. And God, I've had a few, so I have some relationships with these placement companies, and once in a while I get that phone call, like they want to use this, they want to use that. And
have you ever thought? Oh, sorry. I was going to say, have you ever thought of starting your own production house? Because you really do know how to do all of it.
No, I'm not interested.
You wouldn't want to do it. What are the downfalls of being a musician?
Oh gosh, just it's so hard to make a living, I would say.
That's it. But people shouldn't, for all those newbies out there who are excited about music. Don't get us wrong, guys. We're so excited about music. We've been doing it a while, and we love it, and that's why we continue to do it. But
you ever hear the expression "harsh mistress"? Like the moon's a harsh mistress. I think.
I like that.
A harsh mistress.
Yeah.
But that's usually like because you want something out of it, or you want recognition or money, or
right.
If you do it just for the love of it, you're never going to be upset or disappointed. It's just our egos, or who knows, all these things.
You might be brokenhearted and have 2,500 ballad hits that some sync house needs to get into their library. But are you willing to give away publishing? We won't go there. Okay, so let's talk about Josh as a young, under 10. What was life like in Philadelphia? And I almost want to run this song with you at the piano. May I run that actually just before we see you guys? This is just again, thank you so much to all the listeners. Thank you to the people that keep coming back here every week on Sundays to watch this show. I really feel like I have the best of the best here, and it just couldn't be possible without my amazing guests. So thank you to all the guests that have been before Josh, and you as well, Josh. Big shout out to you. I've been trying to get you on the show, I don't know, for a couple years. So yay. And of course, a special shout out and recognition to my partner, Mr. BK Han out of Singapore, who created the show with me on the app called Connect Club, where our first 13 episodes are literally NFTs, digital artifacts, no video. We didn't know that we were going to create a show here. So we're in season 6, and we're going to keep going. Let's run this song. It is called Lancaster Road, the name of the album title track. And I'm going to also mention you should definitely pay attention to what's scrolling below and find this record. It's dropping on the 13th of September. That's coming up right next week. Save it to your Spotlight playlist on Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere else. We'll be right back.
Jumpstart the car and let that engine run. Lancaster Road, just the father and his son. the same, no ringing bells. Getting lost in memory lane. Look where the time goes, look where it leads. Garden of roses started to seed. Take me back, I wanna go back there. Take me back in time. Take my worry, take my heartbreak. Tell me I'll be fine. Oh, and I saw your face, and you look back up at me. Right time, right place. It was where I'm meant to be. Where did the time go? Where did it go? Damn it if I know, damn it if I'll ever know. Baby, you're driving me crazy. Baby, you're driving me wild. Take me back, I wanna go back there. Take me back in time. Take my worry, take my heartbreak. Tell me I'll be fine. Take me back, I wanna go back there. Take me back in time. Take my worry, take my heartbreak. Tell me I'll be fine. Oh, oh, where did it go? Oh, oh. Where did it go?
What a feel. I mean, I'm back in the 60s. I wasn't born in the 60s, but like, that's just incredible. What an amazing job. Leonardo did an amazing job. I know that you're a producer too, Josh, though. So I feel like you guys kind of co-produced that together. You're giving him all the creds, which is very nice. But I mean, that is badass. So you guys check out right below. You can get this. It's dropping on the 13th of September. Make sure you go and you save it to your Spotify and iTunes. Giving artists that kind of support, you guys, means the world in this crazy industry that we're in. And it is crazy. The sandcastles are constantly being built, and also the rushing waves are dropping them down. We're learning to create more of a sustainable structure, which relies heavily on community and sustainability in the efforts to create open channels for great music like this to come out so that you can hear it, share it with your friends. Thank you again for tuning in. Subscribe to my channel. And Josh, tell me about the songwriting. You know, kind of when did you get that like earworm for songwriting?
Gosh, yeah. You know, I would sit at the piano with sheet music. And that's, you know, I think so. I was just learning.
So how old were you when you started taking piano lessons?
Like 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how did that occur that you were taking piano? Like, do you remember like what happened, or like?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. They bought a piano for my sister who's younger than me. They're like, Robin's going to learn the piano. We're getting the piano for Robin. And I was just jealous. I was just out of envy. I said, well, how come Robin gets lessons, but I don't? So they said, sure, you can take lessons too. And then she, of course, she stopped, or she quit, and I stuck with it.
Yes, Robin. Shout out to you, Robin. Oh my gosh.
So of course, yes, you start with like traditional like classical theory, and I didn't have real the patience for that, especially classical. And I wish I did now, like sight reading. I wish I did now, but I didn't. I wanted to learn Beatles and Genesis.
Yeah.
So I got like a more hip teacher when I was a teenager who would teach me the more pop songs. But I think it's just years and years of like looking at this sheet music, learning about song structure, chords, changes, lyric, everything, all that stuff. And then my first band was a parody band. I don't know what you want to call it. It was just like 13-year-olds or 14-year-olds goofing off. It was called the Nude Astronauts.
Ooh, I like it. Tell me more.
Oh, it was just dirty songs, like, like filthy lyrics about
like filthy, like in this day and age, as much as out there, or was it like are we talking about like the Wonder Years vibe, like where like they're thinking about their sexuality, they're thinking about the changes, puberty, like
no, I mean we were just trying to be gross and silly and naughty, I'm trying to think of like You're So Stupid was one of the songs of The Price Is Wrong instead of The Price Is Right.
I love that. Can we do a rebrand of that record? Is it possible?
I don't want it to get out there.
Okay. All right. Well, you heard it here. Just, like erase it from your memory right now that this is going to be like, yo to the replay, you guys. So I hear you're going to play live for us today. I don't want to put you on the spot, but ready. You just let me know. I know you've got the guitar nearby and you have your piano that you're going to, do your thing on, which by the way, together. How did we meet? I'm trying to remember. How did we meet? Do you remember?
Great question. My earliest recollection was it was a house party on Rose Avenue in Venice.
Oh.
And I was like maybe half drunk on a couch or a chair, and you were standing talking to someone. I don't know, you made an impression.
Oh, wait, you're making me remember. That's actually, I thought that was your house.
No. But here's a sense memory or sense on Rose Street, or at least at that time, probably now, the hum of the electric of the telephone wires, the telephone.
The cables.
Zzz, and it was so loud, and I noticeably that I remembered it then. I remember it now. Anyway, but you were there being charming and lovely and talking to someone, and I don't know. That's where I saw you. We met, but
I liked you right away. I remember. And you play keyboards. Oh, you're a songwriter. Oh, really? Oh, and Jason must have been there as well. The Electric Lunatics wouldn't have begun without Jason. Now, would I advise that you start a band with your significant other, try to take over the world? I don't know. Like do what brings your heart to that happy place, and you might end up with a lot of songs that are really good because you gave everything.
That's right.
I have a tattoo that says LSL. Josh, I hope one day that you put that on your neck. I asked Jason to do it. He didn't want to do it. I don't know if Craig would ever do it, but yeah, if you want to be in my band again, you're going to have to get the tattoo and put it on your neck to show me. Okay. So why don't we let's talk about, opening up for Cake and Violent Femmes. I love all these bands, and of course Train. How you had a lot of, those are 3 huge acts, like how did that happen?
So in the late 90s, I was in this band called Mumblin Jim, and we were in San Francisco, based in San Francisco.
And you got a record deal. Yeah. Let's go there. How did you get a record deal? Like, why were you living in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Okay.
Living in San Francisco in this band, living with the band. Living, breathing every second. Cult style. Like
yeah. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, man. That's. That was the only way to
get it all done. To get it all done.
Yeah, I love that time. I love those years. I'm so glad we did it. But yeah. So just living, breathing band life, practicing, writing. Probably every day, either playing or playing a show every week. And
well, where did you meet the band? How did you
Yeah, so the band is from Toronto, Canada, because I went to film school in Toronto, Canada.
Oh, cool.
And while we were there, started playing a few shows there, and then I guess I was graduating. It was the end of college, and we wanted to pursue music, and we wanted to go west. I don't know. That's like a young man's will to go west. So they wanted to go to Vancouver, maybe, because, Canada.
And you're like, no, let's go to San Francisco.
I said, listen, even if we make it in Vancouver, we're going to have to make it all over again in America. I don't know. And so we went to California. Los Angeles, I think, was too scary, too daunting. So we landed in San Francisco, which actually fit our style.
Motif, yeah. It's interesting, that to leave, you said a young man's journey. I left at 22, left Chicago for LA. And the excitement that goes along with that is just there's nothing that equates going for it when you're ready to finally do it, to leave your town. So you're in San Francisco, you guys. That's such a huge thing you did, and you've just graduated film school. You named the band Mumblin Jim. Now we already got a little bit of a taste of why you said when you write songs you kind of what's with the name Mumblin Jim? Like what is it?
Okay, it was a band before I entered it. It was it was called Mumblin Jim, and they were doing instrumentals, like psychedelic instrumentals. They invited me to come jam. I had a Farfisa organ.
Oh, I remember.
And kind of on the first jam, I was like, "Oh, this is great and groovy, but someone should really sing," And so I pulled up a mic, and I don't identify as a singer.
Which is so weird. It's just so weird to me
now. But I was the de facto singer for that band, and that's how it started. But the name comes from there's a 60s movie called Psych Out, like a psychedelic with Jack Nicholson. So in the movie, Jack Nicholson is in a fictitious band called Mumblin Jim.
Oh,
and they're on the Sunset Strip, it takes place in San Francisco. They have long hair. They're like jamming. They're putting posters up all around town on
what's it called again?
Psych Out.
Shout out to Jack Nicholson, our sponsor for this week. Not official, guys, but I mean, when you get a shout out like that, I'm gonna have to go watch that movie. So then you're in this band. You have an apartment. How many bedrooms are in this apartment? And your San Francisco's expensive. So how did you guys even afford that? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. I'll tell you off mic.
Okay.
But we started in Berkeley, where we had 2 rooms. We all slept in one room, and then the other room was the music room.
Wow.
The jam room. And we were there for, I'm going to say 2-3 days, like just jamming in the middle of the day, like at full volume. And of course, there was knocks on the door, like, what are you doing? So we're like, oh yeah, this is not gonna work. We moved to a live workspace in Oakland, and that was similar. Okay, so now we had 2 bedrooms, so 2 guys in each bedroom.
Yeah.
But there was like a soundproof room in the back.
Nice.
And that was, Malcolm Gladwell, 10,000 hours. Like, definitely put in our 10,000 hours in that back room.
Wow.
Then we got enough money and to move to the city. I think now we all had our own bedrooms. 4 bedrooms, and then a rehearsal space. So we really
yes,
living the dream.
This sounds so fun.
I know.
Gosh, you guys had a great time. So record deal, Island Records. How did what show is this? Where did you play in San Fran?
So now we're getting hot. We're playing every week. People. That's the thing about that town is at least back then you could get a following. Folks would come out and see you, and there'd be a buzz or maybe some write-ups in the paper, and that was so exciting. And then after, I don't know, a year or so of that, and then record labels started coming around to the shows, like, oh, so-and-so's here tonight, so-and-so's here tonight.
You're giving me chills.
One night at the Great American Music Hall, which is a great venue, after the show got off, and this guy goes, hi, I'm Simon Potts from Island Records, and I know I want to sign you guys.
Wow, and you're like, there's a few labels that are interested.
So that was a big night, and
that's amazing, Josh. And then you were on tour, right? You signed with them, and then you went on tour. You did a record.
The first thing we did was make the record.
Yeah. And so, what's the name of that record?
Rainbow Connection.
Oh my God, I love it. I just listened to that song the other day. My husband was like, "Is that Kermit the Frog?" I was like, yes. Okay, so you did a record.
Yeah.
How many records did you guys do with
Just
Island
the one.
Okay,
an EP and then a full length. Yeah.
Because when I met you, I feel like it was just the tail. Like you had you just moved to LA at that point?
Yeah, correct. That all fell apart.
Oh, that must have been so heartbreaking. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it, or are you like not wanting to talk about it? I understand.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the quick version is, I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, it all just imploded or exploded. Like we got dropped. Like Island Records got bought by Polygram. Universal that got bought by Polygram. You know, one of these mergers. They clean house. They get rid of all the bands. We were not established. The money was running out. You know, some of our band members were on drugs, like real in a bad way. He left town, you know, to go home. You know, I don't know. It was just all really felt.
Yeah, it sounds like, you know, some of these heartbreaking stories where the music, like the day the music died, but the music does not die. It does not die.
I said I'm gonna go to LA. I think really mostly to fall back to like film and TV because I need a job. And I just thought there was more opportunity in LA. Mm-hmm. So I came alone, and it was a bit of a dick move because the band, I was like, oh, you guys can come or not, but I'm going, and they did not follow.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm still friends with everyone.
You were looking out for what you needed to do. I mean, what are you going to stick around there and try to build a ship to sail when it's time to go? I mean, you have an inner navigation. I'm glad because, you know, I don't think I would have met you otherwise.
Right. But now so I'm in LA, and it's just a different vibe. It's just like, I don't have my brothers. I don't have my band. I'm living in a studio apartment in Silver Lake. And it's like, yeah, I want to get a new band, or I want to do music, but it's not the same in LA. It's a little colder. It's like I said, you can't get that following so much.
You're saying colder, not weather-wise, because it's definitely vibe. But the vibe was cold, LA. And
I was used to San Francisco. Yeah.
How did you break in?
Well, I went back to the drawing board, and I said, you know, I love writing songs and making records. I think that's the part I love most. Mm-hmm. Live is wonderful too, but I think it stems from the writing and the recording. So I made, you know, like a bedroom record. I made one in my living room.
Nice.
I got Pro Tools and all this stuff, and
I remember that studio. I think I remember the studio so you lived in Silver Lake for a good chunk of years in that studio apartment, correct?
A little bit. No, I moved around, and actually that record was made in East Hollywood, and that record's called Green Lights.
Green Lights. Okay, so
that's on Spotify. Yeah.
Cool. So you have how many records out?
3 solo ones and 1 band one.
I'm asking you millions of questions in a row. You're like, she didn't tell me about any of this. It was going to go so fast.
I'm happy to.
You're great to talk to. I would love to hear a song when you're ready. I don't know. I'd love to hear one. Do you have any questions about Music Train or anything you'd like to ask me?
Yes. What is Music Train?
So Music Train is this show that you're on. It's a beautiful show that was born on Connect Club, where the concept is at the end of the show, I'm going to write a song on the spot with a few words from you. So ultimately, you'll become my songwriter, co-writer. And that's kind of how it was built. And it started very intimately with just a couple guests. Like I had said at the top of the show, with NFTs, which are digital artifacts, which nobody wants to talk about anymore, except flourishing Web3 artists, which I'm very much a part of that ecosystem, especially on the X app, on the X Twitter app. Audio spaces like X are allowing people to create concerts online, network with people all over the world. Unfortunately, not with Brazil. That's not cool. Here we get back into politics again. It's just not. How do you feel about that? That, you know, the leader, X has been banned from Brazil.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm not an X guy. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you are now. X guys coming to America. So do you think that inspiring musicians ought to go to college, get a degree, or should they just go for music right from the get-go? Like, especially with a lot of people not, being out of work, and I mean, there's a lot of graduates that are not getting jobs, or that are even going into college, spending a lot of money when they could be. I mean, MIT gives free classes, online courses. They could be learning code or AI or the next wave of technology and getting further, as some influencers are saying that I've been hearing. How do you feel about all that?
Great question. I guess I'm of two minds. It's like, yes, you should have something to fall back on. You should have a career. However, if you're ever gonna go for it, you have to kind of go all in. And like when you were 22, moved to LA, or when I was with the band and drove across the country and lived out of our vans, I mean, that you have to go that hard if you want it,
Yeah.
Because the half-assed version isn't gonna be
not enough, right?
I don't think.
Yeah, it's not enough, guys. You got to go all in. Go all in on the 13th of September. In fact,
then listen, you go in for a few years, I don't know, and you're like, I don't, this is breaking my heart. I don't have the heart for it, the stomach for it. I don't, it'll either lead to something.
You're going to find your tribe, I think.
Right.
You're going to find, and those would be, you might say, oh, those were the best days of my life later on. But then, no, because wait, you're a parent, you got married, you settled down, you did all these other things. I was thinking a few times that we ought to move back to California, just because I love California. Although when we left, I was ready to go. There was a crazy torrential storm. And my mom had some solid advice, and she mentioned, it's not like it was. So when you go back there, don't think that you can pick up where you left off, because, and I wouldn't, because it was already, I was ready to kind of settle down years before I started to, with regards to parenthood, family life, being in a rock band, being married, and having kids. Let's talk about that. Is that okay to share that you're a papa?
Yeah. Proud father.
A great papa. Yeah.
But I did that after the music. I was put that aside, and got married and had the kid, and I was kind of pretty conscious, like, okay, I'm going to put this aside for now. I don't know if I'm putting it aside forever, but let's focus on having this baby, raising the kid, making a living.
Yes.
Stability. And
you've done such a fantastic job. We won't go into the details, but I'm so happy for you. Right. Josh, you're such a legend. Realize how amazing you are. You've always been pretty humble. You don't like a lot of attention, but somehow you're the singer of a band that got signed to Island Records. Yeah. These songs that you have, like just listening to the songs that you sent me, they right away like break up, like they kind of make my heart fuller. I feel like, like healed, and also very sentimental. A lot of this record, is in memory of your dad and the time you spent with your father. Why don't we talk about him for a little while?
Yeah, I would love to. It's listening to that track you just played, I'm like, gosh, it's a nostalgic record. It's a sentimental record. And also just kind of going back to like having a kid. So I didn't do music for 10 years.
Wow.
I mean, not really. Yeah. I mean, sure, I played the piano at night or played the guitar, but no songwriting.
You didn't write a song in 10 years?
I don't think so.
No kids songs? I don't know. I have a hard time.
I wrote when Ruby was born. Yeah, you definitely like you're making up lullabies like all the time.
Oh my gosh, I need that. I need those.
One of the lullabies, the best one is on my record. It's the one I sang for my daughter. Amazing. Okay, so yeah, that's there. Gosh, my point. Oh, so the return to music was, it was like my dad has had Alzheimer's.
Oh.
And it was not that long, but it's just a horrible disease. And it was such, that experience, those feelings, I obviously needed to get out somehow. And that in my go-to, I guess, was for expression is, is songwriting.
Catharsis, right? It's like completely
writing songs that I wasn't like consciously, it wasn't so direct, like my dad's sick, I'm going to write songs. It was just, it was
natural. It was organic. You needed to. Yeah.
When I look at it now, it's pretty obvious. Like, So there's a couple, about, but then of course, for you think macro. I mean, my childhood, your whole life, memory, getting old, death, having kids. It's all
just compounding, and it's just like it was like you just had to write a song, and you did. And which was the first one that you did?
The first one, my wife and daughter went away for the weekend on like a camping trip or somewhere, and I remember like the car pulled away, and like I'm out on the porch.
Wow, for the first time in so long, like just
with the guitar. And that day I wrote like 3 or 4 songs like in that afternoon. And they're all on the record. So isn't that funny? Like
it's amazing.
Like you hear, I'm not comparing myself, but like what's her name?
You're prolific.
Dolly Parton wrote.
Oh my gosh.
Jolene and I Will Always Love You on the same day.
I love her. Shout out to Dolly. Dolly, come to the music train.
My point is, some days when you have a lot, the gods are with you, and the gods say, "Here, here."
Yeah,
the first one was Save It for the Morning.
Okay. Are you going to play that one for us today?
No. Mm-hmm.
What are you going to play for us?
This is called Wandering. Songs started coming to me for the record. That's the fun thing. Songs beget songs. Like once you start writing, more show up. And this is wandering high, wandering low. Well, I've been all the places I thought that I needed to go. Where did I start? Where did you end? Well, I wish you were here with me now. I could show you as a friend. Everyone said I was crazy at first. Everyone out there but you. Everyone said I was crazy, but somehow you knew. Take me back home to where I'm from. Well, you can run all you want from the person that you will become. Where did I end? Where did I start? That little voice in my ear and my own, it's hard to tell them apart. Following dreams for all of your life, following better or worse. Sometimes I think it's a blessing, sometimes it's a curse. Pick up the phone, I know you're there. Talking to the voices in the air. Took the pictures off the wall and kept it in your bed. And after all, life gets so small. Life breaks your heart if you let it in. And if you break your heart for the world, that ain't no kind of sin. Everyone said I was crazy at first. Everyone out there but you. Everyone said I was crazy, but somehow you knew. Somehow you knew. Wandering high, wandering low. Wandering high, wandering low. I'm wandering, I'm wandering, I'm wandering.
Song. I want you to do more. We are coming to the end of the hour. I can't believe that I have to say goodbye to you. And it's just not fair that you're not my neighbor.
I know.
And that our kids can't play together. It just doesn't seem right. Is there a family band in the near future for you and your family?
I'm hoping to get to jam with my daughter. She just started guitar, but it's going to be a minute. It's going to take a little bit.
Nice. I
jammed. My dad played the drums. I have very fond memories of jamming with him. So maybe we can.
I didn't know that your dad played the drums. That's so cool. So
yeah, as a hobby, not professionally.
Yeah, I mean, he took the road of, comparatively speaking, your father was a business owner and built a legacy that way, which is amazing. So he loved the drums and he jammed with his son. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I wish I could have met your dad.
I'm surprised
sorry that you had to go through all of that. I hope that there will be a cure for Alzheimer's and perhaps things like Neuralink, if they can put it outside of the brain and it can access and help stimulate. I think, they've had two open brain surgeries and implants of Neuralink, which is amazing. A paraplegic was the first gentleman who has done interviews and, says he's able to just with his mind play video games through the night. Can you imagine to just not be able to move and then to be able to play a video game through the night? Yeah. I mean, it's just incredible. Wow. So let's see. I got to write that song, Josh. I have to write that song for us today, but I can't do it without you.
Okay. I also we should say for the record that I covered one of your songs.
Oh yeah.
Summertime Roses.
Yes, you did. Are you going to play that today?
No. Summertime Roses. Summertime Roses.
Your voice is like, I don't know. It's just so familiar. And it's got a cadence. Wait, is that the right word? It's got you have like some serious, what do you call it? You have serious vibe in your voice. Probably people are surprised often when they hear your voice first and then they meet you. Have people ever been?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Very soulful, old soul voice. You have a very.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a little unique or a little special in that I'm not a trained singer or,
you have a character behind your voice. There's a character there. Hey, it's this. You let it out. You let you're like, I'm going to show you who I am. And it's going to be through songs that I never plan on singing because I'm not a singer. But, thank you so much for being on the show. All right, Josh. So time has come to write a song. So I'm going to, write one with a couple of your words or a sentiment or anything that you tell me right now. You're going to inspire. Yeah, you're going to inspire. I might not do it exactly, but if you have, it's usually with one word.
Oh.
I write a song.
Breathe.
Breathe? What is it?
Breeze.
Breeze. I was just looking at the breeze blowing the beautiful plant in front of me. Do you ever watch nature? We're on the same wavelength, my brother. Do you ever watch nature when you're playing music, how the wind changes? Is that anything that you ever check out?
Yeah, sure.
I've been watching you. I like the way you move. I've been seeing through all the things you do. You've got a breeze working, baby, a breeze working, baby, breeze working, baby, through the trees, working, baby, a breeze working, baby, breeze. You know it's true, you know it's true. I've been dreaming about you for months, child. Can't get through any way you do. Ooh, yeah. trees, now she said a breathe. He said, baby, do you realize that the sky's wide open? Breathe through the I got Josh Rifkin in the house. All Music Train, season 6, episode 9. I think that he is fine. I'm gonna save his album to Spotify. Drops on the 13th of September. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the Music Train with my dear guest, Josh Rifkin, singer-songwriter. His new record, Lancaster Road, with songs like Wrong Road and Wandering, as you just heard him play. He's going to play one more for us. Don't forget, you guys, keep the arts alive by creating them and inspiring others to do the same. If you need to reach out, you can find me on X and everywhere else at Vessi Mink. And one more thing. It's got to breathe. Special shout out to my partner, Mr. B. Gahan, out of Singapore and Metaverse Generation. Thank you to all the sponsors. This has been an amazing show. We'll see you next week for episode 10. I don't know who my guest is going to be. We'll wait for the breeze. Let's end the show with Josh. What are you going to do for us? We're going to cut to the keyboard room. Let's go.
Yeah, where I will play the title track off the album Lancaster Road.
Yes.
Thank you for having me, Bessie.
Thank you for being here, Josh.
I'm going to wheel you around my house.
That's great, actually, for the video.
All right, everybody. Now we are here in my piano room, and I'm going to do the title track from the record, Lancaster Road. Jumpstart the car and let that engine run. Lancaster Road, just a father and his son. Where did the time go? Where did it go? Where did the time go? I never knew. Outside the house, and it didn't look the same. No ringing bells, getting lost down memory lane. Look where the time goes, look where it leads. Garden of roses started a seed. Take me back, I wanna go back there. Take me back in time. Take my worry, take my heartbreak. Tell me I'll be fine. Oh. I saw your face, and you look back up at me. Right time, right place, and it was where I'm meant to be. Where did the time go? Where did it go? Damn it if I know, damn it if I little know. Baby, you're driving me crazy. Baby, you're driving me wild. Take me back, I wanna go back there. Take me back in time. Take Bye. Thank you for tuning in to the Music Train. It was a pleasure to be here.
Yay! See you next week.
You cry, you beg for forgiveness, and I try, but the answer will always be no. No.